Looks like we're live. Gonna be a vibes stream, I guess. Ah, shit. Shout out to Cyberbot soundtrack. Why do I... No, Foogie Tech, don't do that. Man. Cyberbot soundtrack is pretty great. It's not just because of the name. Vampy! Hey. How you doing, Vampy? It's been a hot second. I'm silent? Oh, am I not loud enough? Let me... That's my speaker. Hello? As if this is better. Is it better? Oh, your sound is low. Okay. Okay, I'll leave it like around here. Cause I am usually pretty quiet anyways. I'm just taking a little screenshot to post to Twitter. How am I? I'm doing well. I'm just kind of like been tired these past couple days. I got new glasses. I previously had like really how do I put it? What the fuck? Not sure. I'll listen to the Persona 3 soundtrack. I previously had really like square glasses, and the ones I have now are like pretty like a little more rounded. I'm just getting a little more used to it. I'm getting it's a little off, in all honesty, but I think it's I think they look good. Um, but I was just kind of busy doing that today. Yesterday I was streaming, bruh. Here, I'll pull up. I'm pulling my creator mode on mobile. Just tell me when the ad is over. I get it down. Man, I can't wait to make a quarter of a cent off of Twitch AdSense. Ad over? Okay. I think I was saying, oh yeah, I was playing Gmod yesterday. I was streaming that with my friend Adrian Inbound, and Toucan Slam. And then buddy Nintendo showed up later. That was fun. Um, oh, I have a weird story. I have a bit of a weird thing that happened. Um, I guess for context, I did a podcast that was like 3 episodes or whatever, super long time ago. I was like 15 when I made it. It's only notable because one of the people in it, Mars Reviews, was like, semi-popular. I guess like above average popularity, I guess. He did like cartoon videos, and it was kind of a podcast where we talked about like animation and whatever. And it had like a Discord server and stuff, and there were people who were into it. A very, very tiny segment though. It was like a handful of people. And I just out of curiosity, I saw the Pizza Party podcast because we made a comeback. I saw they had a Discord server. I was like, oh yeah, I'll hop in there. There's some people streaming cartoons and stuff. They had like a 24-hour loop of cartoons essentially. Yeah, it was pretty cool. But there was actually someone there was a guy there who actually recognized me, and it was really weird. I was like, what the hell? You know who I am? How do you know who I am? Like, I don't know. Like I checked, like, yeah, our DMs went back to like 2017. Like they went back. So like, yeah, no, he did actually know who I was from back then. It was just weird because I feel like that's not a very common occurrence for me. Very much my online presence, I'd say, is pretty segmented. Like, I would say I have like multiple eras of stuff that I did, I guess. 'Cause there was like my cartoon podcast era that was like a while, but it didn't really, in the public eye, it wasn't really that much of a thing. There's my Homestuck voice acting era. And that also didn't really like. I mean, I made some friends, like my buddy Krusty. I guess a lot of my current friends I met kind of by extension because of that, like Homestuck voice acting kind of stuff. A lot of the buddies that I do projects with now are kind of extensions of the Homestuck stuff. Like my buddy Philly made a Homestuck abridged, and that's how I guess that's how we met, I guess. Because I guess I had some friends that I think were like auditioning for it or did get to voice in it, and yeah, we kind of met through that, I guess. And then I guess I'm in my VTuber era. Now I have friends that I guess I met through specifically VTubing, which is interesting because it's like, I don't know, I guess it's kind of like its own little Homestuck's already kind of abridged. Yeah, it's definitely like fucking weird and wacky. Yeah, I was actually kind of talking to my friends about this, about like how hard it can be to make a bridge series out of specific types of media. And I was kind of saying like, I feel like specifically comedies, because like at that point you're comparing your own jokes to the jokes of the original. And I feel like that's kind of difficult. You know, it's a lot harder to I guess like kind of compare yourself when you're making an abridged like that. I feel like a lot of the best abridged series tend to like take stuff that like takes itself very seriously. Even if it is something kind of like silly and wacky, you know, I feel like that's why anime kind of picks it up. High number of VAs got their start with Homestuck. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just thinking about like the people in the industry that were like into Homestuck stuff, like Kira Buckland. Kira Buckland was super into Homestuck stuff. I think actually is in the Homestuck Let's Read. Trying to think. Oh yeah, SAO Abridged. That's a good example. Because like SAO, very dumb, but it takes itself very seriously. I think there was another one. There's another VA I could think of. I know I feel bad. I don't remember his name. Prince Zuko. I know he's done some Homestuck stuff as well. I feel bad that I don't remember his name. He was Rufio in Hook. He's also in Let's Read Homestuck. Yeah, Homestuck is Dante Bosco. Thank you. Thank you, Dan. Also, welcome to the chat, Dan. Everyone go follow Code Phoenix. Lamau, you just typed that. Yeah, I feel like I have a very complicated relationship with Homestuck. I would call it a pretty here, let me crank this up a little bit. I feel like it's not picking up the music. I'm turning down on my end though. I have a complicated relationship with Homestuck just because like it is kind of what got me into like a lot of my hobbies. Like I got into like voice acting and like kind of doing comic dubs and like video editing and stuff like that. I met a lot of my current friends through it. But I also have a lot of bad memories tied to it. Like a lot of people, I don't know. Because like I feel like Homestuck is a comic about shitty teenagers and it attracts a lot of shitty teenagers, myself included. And I don't know. But like also I feel like I actively kind of dislike it. I actively kind of dislike the source material. But I do like the characters. It's weird. I feel like if I had to put it like in a specific way, I'd be like Danganronpa is like I hate this parentheses with like what's the fucking meme? It's like dumbass compliment dumbass genuine, like that kind of thing. That's me in Homestuck versus Danganronpa. Danganronpa I hate in a loving kind of way. It's fucking stupid and like problematic and awful, but it's like very entertaining. Homestuck is just genuinely kind of infuriating. I despise JoJo and I hate it, but it's not that bad in reality. More so, I guess it's kind of the opposite. Like even then, I feel like Danganronpa has more genuine merit than Homestuck does. I don't know. I feel like, yeah, like I feel like Danganronpa has made mysteries that are like genuinely kind of fucking unsolvable and only make sense within their specific context. Homestuck from like a writing perspective doesn't do anything like that. It more so does interesting stuff with like its medium, where it's like, oh yeah, it's like Doc Scratch, like he's a character, and there's a character in the comic who speaks with white text, and the website has a white background, so you read his text by like highlighting it with your cursor. there's cool stuff like that. There's like Flash games and whatever. It is kind of interesting though that I was able to get into Homestuck because I got into it kind of late, kind of before the website was like irreversibly destroyed and Flash was removed from all versions of Google Chrome. Yeah, really a shame. But yeah, no, like I feel like, yeah, I you know what? Yeah, I think JoJo and Danganronpa are pretty comparable. Like thinking about it, because I feel like, see, but I feel like JoJo isn't actively like kind of yikes in a lot of ways. Like maybe some like older stuff, but like it's a comic that started off in the 80s, you know? Danganronpa is like relatively modern, and there's a lot of yikes shit in it, even in the newest entries. That's true. You're 2020 fucking baby. You got into it super late. I got into it like I think like 2 years after it ended. I mean, almost like comparable to JoJo. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Homestuck just pisses me off. I think it's just because of like, you know. Okay, here, let me break it down for you. Okay, like JoJo, it's like a collection of like shorter little stories, right? Like part 1, part 2, whatever. They're kind of long. I mean, parts 1 and 2 are pretty short. It's kind of 3 onward they get kind of long, right? So I feel like you can get through a decent amount of JoJo and it won't feel like it's that long. Homestuck is like the definition of like sunk cost fallacy. Like you you like stick with it and you're like, okay, let me get into this some more. And it's like longer than the King James version of the Bible. It's longer than the Lord of the Rings trilogy. All right? It's really fucking long. And I think it's not worth it. I genuinely believe that like Homestuck is like 50% a good story. Like if you really want to give it a chance, yeah, I think it's worth checking out. I feel like there's nothing else like it. Just read the first half of it. I feel like that's more of a satisfying ending than the actual conclusion. You know, a satisfying ending point, I should say. Like I feel like if you get to the halfway point, like I feel like you can interpret that as like, oh, then this happens and that happens and whatever, and you can interpret it however you want. But like the actual ending we did get is a little bit more unsubstantial, I guess. That's how I would put it. It's not worth it. It's not worth the time sink, I guess is why it's so frustrating to me. Cuz like obviously if you're a writer in that position and you're taking like year-long breaks. Exactly, see Vampy? That's exactly what I'm saying. You stop at Act 5 and it's perfect. You read anything else and it's kind of fucking miserable. It's not worth reading more, genuinely. Like a lot of it is just like okay, cuz acts 1 through 5 were written like all pretty much back to back, right? Once we get to like act 5, you know, then there's like short little hiatuses like week, 2 weeks. But it's once we hit like act 6, right? Specifically like act 6, act 3. That's when we hit like those super long hiatuses. And you can really feel that in the writing. Keep in mind, I got into Homestuck like after it ended, like a couple years after it ended. So I read the finished version. All of my friends got into Homestuck while it was coming out, and I feel like that's kind of, I don't know, like you could tell there was a disconnect there. Because I could totally understand a lot of like the shit that comes out of nowhere being really exciting for like people who were reading it, you know, as it was coming out. Because it's like, oh, there hasn't been a Homestuck update in like a year. Oh, there's a new chapter? What? This crazy thing happens? What? Right? I'm sure from that perspective it's really cool. But when you're reading it as like a complete thing, it just feels like a lot of random ass pulls happen out of nowhere, and like characters being forgotten, and like a lot of unnecessary shit, and a lot of like ignoring its own world building and rules. Particularly it's time travel shit. I genuinely believe Homestuck, early Homestuck I should say, Homestucks 1 through 5 is like actually engaging and like coherent fucking time travel storytelling. You know, and that's not a feat to fucking scoff at. Like it's kind of like a meme to say like, oh yeah, rule number 1, don't do time travel, right? It's like reading manga weekly versus when it's released. It's a unique experience. It's very different. I managed to avoid Homestuck over the years. Lol, that's totally valid. There's, once again, I think the most interesting thing is what it does weird stuff with its medium, where it's like this weird little multimedia story where it's like it's part single image comics, part like second person perspective prose, and like because it's a chat box, it's written almost like a play script because it's like character name and then whatever they say. So I think that's probably a big reason why it got popular with voice actors, is that no canon voices and it's super easy to like read as a script. It's basically written like a play script. At least the dialogue is. Me when Hussey inserts himself into the story. Yeah, it almost feels like later Hussey self-insert shit, kind of like, how would I put it? It feels less self-aware. I guess Hussey as a whole kind of became less self-aware. Like, check out, like, if you guys ever saw the Sarah Zed video where she was talking about like the history of Homestuck or whatever, and then Andrew Hussey tried to sue her and had the most fucking stupid, pretentious email I've ever heard. That is genuinely how Homestuck dialogue is written. For the longest time, I thought he just wrote shit like that because it was funny. To be like, I'm gonna use really verbose language and like draw stuff out for a really long time. And then it turns out, no, he just actually talks like that. And it's kind of insufferable. It becomes an ironic, a travesty. Yeah, it's kind of such a shame because once again, Homestuck for me is very once again, it's how I met a lot of my friends and stuff. It's how I got into the hobby of voice acting. I didn't even ever consider voice acting as a thing prior to Homestuck, but I genuinely don't enjoy it. I like Nepeta though. Nepeta's fucking cute. Nepeta's the best character ever in all of fiction. She's like a weird little goblin, and she likes shipping things. And all I remember about Homestuck was that Andrew Hussey went to SuperCon, and the line for autographs got super long. Went to the back door. That's insane. Wow. That is genuinely insane. Especially since, like, and then some people vandalize the truck with Homestuck fan art. Yeah, no. There's like one video of like these like teens. There's the bucket filled with stuff. Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's the stuff you're describing, but there's like the video on YouTube of these like teenagers in like Homestuck troll cosplay, and they're in a restaurant, right? A fucking restaurant. There's like food being served all around them, and they're spitting into the bucket and passing it around. That is genuinely one of the worst like fandom videos I've ever seen. Um, I feel like I was actually kind of talking. I think that was the same bucket, but more stuff happened. That might be it. Um, yeah, because like in canon, the buckets are used for like reproductive purposes. So you can fill in the blanks, I guess. Everyone's inner troll. It's kind of beautiful if you think about it. It is beautiful until you're in a public restaurant trying to celebrate grandma's birthday, eating IHOP, and then these kids in disgusting gray paint are spitting into buckets while you're trying to enjoy your apple fritter. You know, that's not so enjoyable. Like I'm trying to have a meal in peace and they're just whipping out their clown bike horns or whatever. They're burger 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 burger. And I'm just trying to enjoy a fucking meal. It's yeah. I don't know. I was gonna say the thing about SuperCon, that's interesting because like Hussey is kind of like a fucking real life cryptid. He just sort of doesn't really make that many in-person appearances. At least not anymore. Um Last one I can remember him doing was, well, I think he did like in the past couple years. Like pre-COVID, like 2019. Um Let me see if I can find the video. Let me see if I can find no capture. Let's see. Actually, wait. There's a video you can look at from the convention where he looks so uncomfortable and he's surrounded by people. Yeah, no, he does not seem to particularly enjoy how to put it. I don't think he super loves social interaction. He seems like a pretty introverted, quiet dude. Um so I'm sure becoming like one of the most popular kind of like the face of one of the most popular fan communities of its time probably was not very fun for him. Which is probably why he did a lot of really cringy shit where he were like on Twitter, or no, not Twitter, Tumblr, where like people would be like, "Oh, your comic fucking sucks," and then he would like personally respond to like every single one, and it's really embarrassing. Where is Hussey Bernie Sanders? I remember that being like one of his last things. I just realized looking up Hussey Bernie Andrew Hussey. Let's see if that goes. Andrew Hussey. Trying to find that. Okay, okay. Okay, I got the video. Got the video. Where the hell? Okay, okay. Remember, Homestuck is cool actually, despite everything horrible. Okay. So. Oh, wait. Love this video. Like the greatest video ever. Let me. Oh, we're doing this. Okay. Okay. Um. From capture. I'm gonna shrink this down a little bit. You can't handle me. Alright, here. So this is it, what year is this? 2012? 2012 Andrew Hussey.
A little harder as it has gone along because I mean it was pretty easy like a year or two into it because it hadn't gotten as big as it is now. But I guess now it's a little hard. Now I kind of forget things sometimes from way back.
You know.
It doesn't really matter if I forget those things from way back anymore because they're not really that relevant to the story anymore. So it's okay to just kind of let things go.
Andrew Hussey 2016.
If you can't handle me at my Donald Trump, then you don't deserve me at my Bernie Sanders.
Oh god. So yeah, that's the iconic video. If you can't handle me at my Donald Trump, then you don't deserve me at my Bernie Sanders. Alright, let me make this big again. And turn on the Persona 3 soundtrack, baby. And Persona 3 is really good. It has the best soundtrack. Don't at me. That's debatable, actually. 4 and 5 do have great sound. Okay, I'm gonna, you know, I love Persona 3. Probably my favorite. Hello, Equinox. Welcome to the chat. Persona 3 is probably my favorite story. But if I need a soundtrack from one of the Persona games to just kind of like have in the background and chill to, Persona 4 is like the most like lax vibes ever. Like, I don't know why Persona 4 just has like the most like summery like vibes ever. Like, I know so much of it is set during school time, but something about like just like, I don't know, teenagers hanging out together and like in like kind of like a rural town. Like, it's all like the bright yellow. You got like the pop music. It feels really summery to me. I feel like Persona 4 is a really great summertime game. I love those vibes. Really great, just like chill music. If you want just like music to listen to. Specifically the Golden soundtrack. The Golden soundtrack adds a lot of really good songs. Beneath the Mask from Persona 5? Yeah, that's a really good one. Shout out to that one YouTube upload that's like Beneath the Mask for 10 hours, but with like rain sound effects. I used to like just leave that on in the background. It's really good. Yeah, Persona 4 is probably like most chill. Persona 3, I love the aesthetic. Persona 5 also has a great aesthetic for music. I love the use of Rhodes piano. It's really great. And whenever I hear Rhodes piano, I'm like, damn. Listen to a male cover of it. I'm trying to, I'm a shapeshifter on a masquerade. I don't take off my mask. I turned into Big the Cat. Froggy! Froggy! We need to go into Mementos. Persona! Oh god. I mean, Sega does own the rights to Atlas, so if they wanted, they could have Big the Cat appear in the next Persona game. They could make Big the Cat the next mascot character. We're gonna be collecting demons. Froggy. Oh man. Voiced by Duke Nukem. Probably the original Big the Cat, or like The original like first couple appearances, I'd assume, right? The Sonic characters always change voice actors. I wonder if Duke Nukem's voice has stayed the same. Shockingly though, Japanese Sonic, they pretty much stay really like consistent with their VAs, their Seiyu. It was only in DX and Sonic X. It was voiced by Duke Nukem. Oh, okay. He was in Sonic Heroes as well. And he's in the new one, Frontiers. I want to say he's in Generations, but I don't remember. Maybe he doesn't talk in Generations, but I think he's in it. Woogie. I love Big the Cat. He's just a nice guy. He's really cute in the Sonic Team Racing animation. He's in that one. And he's just like collecting a bunch of Froggy merch. And he has a little Froggy mobile. Really good. Big fan of that one. Like 5 seconds ago, I was just like with pure fucking venom and vitriol talking about Homestuck, and now I'm like, Froggy mobile. Froggy merch. Voiced him in Heroes? I think it's someone different as far as Frontiers. I don't know, I ever played the game yet. In Generations doesn't say a single word, he's just a cameo. That makes sense. That makes sense, yeah. Yeah, no, cause it's Kylie Bear and Frontier. Really? That's really funny. Good to know. Wuggy. Oh man. Oh, Dan's here. So I can show Dan my terrible Goofy impression. Because Dan has a really scary Mickey impression. Let me pull up a picture. Wait, I want to get a good picture up on screen. Oh wait, I got the perfect one. Okay. Okay. Ah, damn it. Wait. I got this. Wait. Let's see if I can. Okay, I got this. Yeah, like Maxie. Hey Maxie. We're gonna go into the keyhole. I'll collect your eyeballs, Sora. Maxie. I don't want to say too many obscenities. Why do you sound like Goofy? I don't know. I watched a lot of internet videos where he says really bad things. Anti-Goofy to save my life. We got a tag team. Now we just need a Donald and we'll have the whole squad. Goofy. We gotta find Riku. It's Sora. Your friend doesn't love you. You're all alone. He abandoned you for the darkness. But I'm your friend. I'm your friend, Sora. Goofy's just gaslighting Sora. You don't need him anymore. You got me. I'm your best friend. Look, I could even summon a sword of darkness. You. Fucking hell. Can you summon the sword of darkness? It's me, your best friend. He's the real king. The real Kingdom Hearts is gaslighting. That's the plot of 358 Days Over 2. Just everyone gaslighting Roxas. I guess more like early Kingdom Hearts 2. Everyone gaslights Roxas. Shut up. You have the Keyblade. Shut up. I would love to have that as like an emote or something, or like those like things where it like plays a little audio with the GIF. I want to get a little GIF of Roxas going, shut up. Sora, they're gonna Sora. George Lucas's CGI has infected me, Sora. I've been turned into CGI. The original cuts are gone. I started turning into like the One Piece is real. Sora, the One Piece is real. The One Piece is real. Kingdom Hearts is real. Hey Sora, Kingdom Hearts is real. This is gonna be the whole fucking stream now. It's me doing shitty impressions of cartoon characters. I really wish there were. I really wish. The other day we went to like a dark RP thing on Gmod. I was kind of shocked that there were actually like a decent amount of people there, including like VIP people, like people who like pay money for like custom avatars. I guess I was really surprised that like Gmod still has like an active community. It's kind of wild. But I was like, man, I wish we could go to Scooby-Doo RP World. And my friend Cedric Toucan Slam wish Cedric would be Shaggy and I would be Scooby. It'd be wonderful. We have the whole mystery gang. Treasure. Want to split up and look for clues, gang? Gotta get the treasure. I can't be too loud. It's very late. Very, very late. Wacky. I can usually do a pretty good Scoob. Like, man. Like the military-industrial complex. Like zoinks. Wacky. Yeah, I can't. Scooby requires me to be very loud, and it's like almost 1 in the morning where I am. So I don't want to be too much of a nuisance. You're better at it than me. Hold up. Like, man. Do Shaggy and Scooby, but now I got competition. Like, now I gotta hear your Shag and Scoob. Let me get him. Puppy power. Like Scrappy. Like no one invited you, man. Let me at him. I can get him. That one's easy though. Like I was here before all of you. I love that bumper. Have you guys ever seen the bumper where Scrappy is like looking at the Cartoon Network characters and he's like a washed up has-been and he's like pissed off and he hates everyone? I love that one. Who's the... They should add like a... They should add like a main goth girl to the Scooby gang. That'd be sick. Add Thorn from the Hex Girls to the Scooby gang. You can add me. I'll join the Scooby gang. No, fuck off, Goofy. Not even from the same corporation. Not even from the same media conglomerate. It was really weird. I was playing Multiverses yeah, it was yesterday, I believe. They already have a dog on the team, Goofy. Like, man, we already have a dog. Man, but I wanted the Scooby snacks. We can get Goofy snacks. Two dogs. Well, actually, I guess they have had two dogs a couple times. There's Scrappy Doo, and then there was also there was Scooby Dum, who was Scooby Doo's like southern inbred cousin. We'll find a picture of him for you guys, but he's like a gray dog. He looks like Scooby Doo, but like gray and kind of like. Imagine if Scooby Doo was in the microwave a little too long. He got a little melted. That's Scooby Dum. Scooby Dum. I love Scooby Dum. He's in like 2 episodes, I think. He's not, which is weird because I think they tried to like make him a thing for a little bit. Like during the 80s, Hanna-Barbera was just kind of like bombing. Here, this is Scooby Dum. He's Scooby Doo's southern inbred cousin. Can't make this shit up. Like, you know, sometimes truth is more shocking than fiction. You know? Oh man. Oh yeah, and around that time they both were like pining for like another female Doo. But I'm pretty sure she was also their cousin as well. That's fucking weird. I think also around this time there was like some weird like pro like what's the term, pro Confederacy shit in Scooby-Doo. Like I think like Shaggy's ancestor was like a fucking like plantation owner or some shit in like the original Scooby-Doo. Which now that I think about it does make sense, because it is consistently established that he is rich. So I guess it's not too much of a stretch to assume that like a wealthy white guy from America had like shitty ancestors. But like, yeah, no, it's I'm pretty sure it's like a thing. I think they specifically had to fight off like a ghost that was like like a Confederate soldier, and they're like, look Shaggy, that painting, it's of your great-great-grandpa or whatever. Yeah, it's fucking weird. It's real fucking yikes. Early Scooby-Doo has a lot of weird racist yikes shit. Like, shout out to the one Scooby villain that's straight up just like the G slur. This is the fucking ethnic stereotype of the Roma people. It's like, that's not even a monster. That's just racist. It's not like a ghoul or a creature. That's just like a racial stereotype. Like, what the fuck? There is like a whole subcategory of Scooby villains that's just racial stereotypes. There's like the witch doctor. Yeah, that's the thing. The witch doctor, I feel like, is so iconic to early Scooby, but it's obviously like so not okay. They had like a Native American ghost, and he would like put his hand over his mouth. He did that whole thing. Yeah, there's a lot of weird racist shit. I feel like there was 2 witch doctors in OG Scooby-Doo. Am I mistaken? Okay, yeah, there were 2 witch doctors. Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, one was from an episode. Oh man, ooh. So there's okay, so one of them is called. One of those is a witch doctor, who's from an episode called "A Tiki Scare Is No Fair." Shaggy the Stoner's a rich kid? Yeah, he's a rich kid. His uncle, I think specifically, like his uncle is usually like a different name in different continuities, but pretty consistently he has a rich uncle. I think in the original one, the 70s one, I shit you not, I'm pretty sure his uncle's name was Gaggy. He had an uncle named Gaggy, and then I think, isn't the van his? Once again, that's different depending on like different continuities. I think in the 70s one, and then like the, yeah, like red shirt Shaggy era, cause that was just him and Scoob for a while. So yeah, I think like OG Scooby-Doo, yes, the van was his. And then I think in some of the later continuities, it's Fred's. Yeah, I think I want to say like What's New Scooby-Doo and like some of the, some of the later stuff. I'm pretty sure it's Fred's van. Yeah, that's not a term that's used anymore, Scooby-Doo Wiki. Oh my. There's one called the Medicine Man. He's also just another like he's got a big mask. Though his I just realized his arms are like fully visible, and you can tell that he's a white man, and I think that's very funny. God, fucking Scooby-Doo. There was actually there was a fucking movie. It was like one of the direct-to-DVD movies where they go to like Hawaii or whatever, and it's like kind of a commentary on like kind of like cultural appropriation shit and like the exploitation of like native cultures to like make money and shit like that. But I'm pretty sure kind of half-asses it. Forgot the name of the movie. I think it's called Surf's Up Scooby-Doo. What was the fucking Scooby-Doo Hawaiian movie? Scooby-Doo Hawaii. It's called Aloha Scooby-Doo. Aloha Scooby. That's a digitally animated film from 2005. Yeah. With the burnt lasagna. Yeah. Hey guys, you guys can get a Scooby-Doo Witch Doctor Funko Pop. Look at that. Jesus Christ. It somehow looks more racist than the actual one from the show. And that's really saying something. It's pretty impressive. Thank you, Funko Corporation. You're making me feel old. I don't... Man. I always feel weird about my age. It's like, I don't know. I was always friends with like older folks. Like usually my friends tend to be older than me. And I always had interests that I guess were how do I put it? I was usually interested in things that were like before my time, I guess. Like I enjoyed going back to things. My dad would like show me, you know, movies from the 80s or whatever. I'm not talking just good movies. He showed me like what's it fucking called? He showed me like Willow and like Short Circuit 2 and shit like that. So like I've always had this like weird like dissonance when it came to my age. I was always like, oh yeah, the 2000s, that's really recent. That's not that old. You know, I like Nintendo Entertainment System games from the 80s. Now that's old. That's like 30 years old. And now I look at the times and I'm like, oh man, now the 2000s was like 20 years ago. That's fucking insane. VHS slips and slides. Yeah, I mean, like I'm like I'm an early Zoomer, so I'm definitely from like, cause yeah, like I said, I'm pretty young. I'm a Zoomer, but I'm like an early Zoomer, so I was kind of around for the transition between like DVD was already a thing, but VHS wasn't fully phased out yet. So I did actually grow up with some VHSs. Particularly I remember, I think it was called Kermit's Swamp Years. I think that one was on VHS. And then Scooby-Doo and the Alien Invaders. I think those two I had. Well, not I had. My grandma had on VHS. I think she also had I think she had a Tom and Jerry VHS that she would just play. I remember when I was young on the internet, surrounded by people a decade older than me. Now it's the opposite. Yeah. Yeah, now in retrospect, I'm like... Cause like, I was like 15, like early, like when I first like really got on the internet. I was like 15 and like all my friends were like in their 20s. It's like looking back on it, I'm like, wow, that's kind of weird. But like, I don't know, I guess it was like... I was like, huh. I don't know. This is what it is, I guess. I mean, nothing bad happened, you know. I'm fine, but like it's yeah. Gen Y, that's like a millennial, right? Yeah, I kind of assume people who watch Twitch are either millennials or Zoomers. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm a Zoomer. Oh, what? Okay, wait, I'm looking at the Space Kook Funko Pop, and this fucking sucks. How do you fuck up one of, like, the most iconic Scooby-Doo designs? Look at this shit. Look at that Space Kook. Look at that guy. It fucking sucks. Man, he's like the best Scooby-Doo villain. Like, I like the OG Scooby-Doo ones. He's up there. I feel like I could do like a tier list of like best Scooby villains. Of like the where are you era. Looked like yeah, it does fucking look like Sans. Oh my god. Not at all what he looks like. He has like a blue skull, and then his visor creates like a black like silhouette. Look at that. It's fucking cool. And then his visor like lights up red when he's like laughing and angry. He's like, yeah! Really good. It's such a good design. It's like a really cool blend of like pulp sci-fi and like kind of like horror aesthetics. I love it. Pulling off the mask and they all say, Sans Undertale? Like, how'd he do it? Or, you're in for a bad time? That's just fucking Yogi Bear. What the fuck was that? Hey, Papyrus! We're gonna go for some picnic baskets. Oh shit, I forgot that the Space Kook made a cameo in the second live action film that was directed by James Gunn. Look at this. That's fucking cool. Now that's a high quality Space Kook right there. I wish he actually like did stuff in the movie though, instead of just being a background element. Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed had a lot of really cool Easter eggs for like fans of the series. Let me see. Is there Scooby-Doo monster tier list? Let's see. Let's check Google. Ranking every monster and villain. Reading Scooby-Doo, where are you monsters tier list? Okay. Let's go with the where are you era. 'Cause I feel like it's a pretty concise amount, but it's like there's some real classics. There's some bangers in there. Okay. So I'm gonna be in here in the corner. And then okay. So let's do like, I feel like this is pretty I'm gonna add one last row. Add row below. You are going to be. This is fuck tier. Fuck tier can be whatever you want it to mean. Okay, so first is Ape Man. Ape Man fucking sucks. He's just a gorilla. That's not a monster. That's a fucking animal. Alright? That's a guy in a gorilla costume. You know, at least make it like Bigfoot or something. Like, or make him a little more man. You know, maybe he has like human bits or whatever, but no. He's just a fucking, he's a gorilla. It's trash tier. That's not even a monster. Trash. Black Knight Ghost. Black Knight Ghost is pretty classic. I feel like that's a solid A tier. He's cool. He's a fucking knight in armor, and he's a ghost. He's from the first episode in the series. It's a classic for a reason. I think he's a had to wake up early for Pokemon. Yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Thank you for dropping by, Dan. Hope you have a good one. So Black Knight Ghost, reason that he's not S tier for me is the live action Black Knight Ghost makes him like a cool spooky like almost like gaseous ghost, and it looks fucking cool. He's kind of like phasing through his armor. Looks really rad. But in the original he is just kind of he's just like a knight. There's no like real ghostiness. He's just a dude in armor. Where's the caveman? Caveman, I mean, I want to bump it up for meme factor, but it's as a monster, it's not super spooky. You know, I mean, it's as spooky as like a half-naked man with a club can be. I mean, now that I think about it, it's kind of scary. I wouldn't want a large man with a club, trying to attack me. He's a met tier. Yeah, I mean, I don't love him, but he's not a fave, you know. But the "Where's the caveman" meme, that's choice. Charlie the robot. I'm gonna put in good. Definitely one of my faves. Definitely a classic. Love Charlie the robot. The fact that he's like technically like a real monster, like he actually is just a robot. Like there's no guy in a costume. He just is a robot. That's pretty sick. Big fan of that. Big fan of Charlie the robot. Next is the Creeper, and this is gonna probably be a hot take. I don't love the Creeper. I think like he's iconic. Don't get me wrong. I'll put him in alright tier, but he's a little boring. I feel like there's a lot of just green men in Scooby-Doo, where it's like, what makes you scary? Oh, I'm a green guy, right? Like that's not that scary. Come on. This is the shittiest costume ever. This goes in fuck tier. Fuck this costume. Guess fuck tier is kind of a meme tier. So fuck this costume. No, I'll put it in trash. I'll put it in trash tier. But we should say fuck tier for the most sacred. Next is literally Dracula. I mean, it's alright. for Dracula and Frankenstein, do they also have the wolf folk? This OG wolf? Yeah, Wolfman. I'll put them in alright tier. You know, I do love seeing a Frankenfolk, a vampire, and a wolf person. But, you know, I kind of feel like they could have, you know, gone a little more original with it. Like, do their own spin on a vampire. Maybe like a vampire queen. You know, maybe, I don't know. They did a Chupacabra movie later. They can do something cool. This clown scares the shit out of me. I don't like this clown. He's genuinely fucking frightening. Fuck this clown. No, growing up I had a big fear of clowns. Not so much anymore. I actually have a lot of clown OCs now. It's like a weird thing, I guess. But yeah, no, growing up I fucking hated clowns. Fuck this guy. He fucking sucks. He hypnotizes people. Fuck this guy. Ghost of Captain Cutler? Godly. He's a fucking god tier. That is such a good costume. I love diving outfits. The fact that he's a deep sea diver and he glows and he's like covered in fucking seaweed. So good. That's fucking class. That's fucking class. This fucking dude. I mean, he's just another one of like the green men. He has a kind of spooky laugh. I'll put him like high all right tier. Because he has some cool moments in the actual episode. It's a pretty spooky episode, but like, on the whole, like visual design wise, I don't love him. He's just kind of like a guy. At least his outfit's a little better than the fucking creeper who's wearing like a shirt. Is this one racist? I think yeah, it's a racist one. Should make a racism tier. Make. Oh wait, sorry. Row below. This one's a racist tier. This isn't scary. It's just racist. Okay, is that one Mr. Hyde? Am I remembering correctly? Is this one Mr. Hyde? Once again, it's just like a green guy. I think this one's kind of even lazier because he's a green man, but he's like, okay, he's the ghost of Mr. Hyde. So he's the ghost of like half of a dude. A dude from like a pre-existing story. Like if they had like a guy who had like, I don't know, like a split persona kind of thing, like he like switched personalities, that could be kind of fun, you know. Probably pretty yikes for the 70s, but like, you know, I think that could be kind of cool if handled well. But like, yeah, no, I think it's pretty lazy. He's just like a green man with a hat. And once again, it's much like Dracula, Frankenstein, and the Wolfman. These are meant to be like pre-existing things, you know. I think that's a little lazy. Redbeard, I don't like Redbeard. I'm gonna be honest. I don't find him spooky. He's just kind of like a guy. He's a pirate guy. He just dresses like, I've seen dudes at fucking Renaissance fairs that dress like that. That's not fucking scary. These pirate dudes, I mean, even less so, I guess. You go to trash tier. This one's in the racist tier. And these are his little minions, so I'll put him there too. This one's also racist. That one's literally named a slur, so, you know. Headless Horseman, fucking choice. Big fan of the. I think he's called like the Headless Man, or like the Headless Spectre. That's what he was called, the Headless Spectre. Headless Spectre was definitely my favorite as a kid. I don't know why. I thought he was cool, I guess. I like the Headless Spectre. He's fucking rad. Witch Doctor, that's just racist. Also probably put the other one in there. I think, is that all the racist ones? Is this one racist too? I don't recognize this one actually. I'll put it there just in case. Just in case. Okay, it looks like the rest of them are just ghouls and creatures of the night. Trash. Minor 49er fucking sucks. Just being real with y'all, like, OG Minor 49er is just a guy. He's just like a dude with a beard. That's not a monster, that's just a guy. I feel like a lot of my low tier ones are just dudes. This fucking, like, okay, a live action Minor 49er from the James Gunn movie. Pretty cool. I like that he like breathes fire and shit, and he's like a weird ashy corpse. He's like I don't know, like he's burnt or whatever. That's kind of cool. But like, OG Minor 49er is just a guy. That's not a fucking ghost. His mummy's alright. It's pretty inoffensive. I like a good classic mummy. You know, I don't think it's like a Scooby classic, but you know, and it's good. It's solid. These ghosts, I'm gonna put it actually pretty high. All right, I don't know why. These fucking little sheet ghosts, unlike this fucking guy, I feel like are pretty iconic to Scooby-Doo. I remember the ending of the episode having some stuff about like this is how he floated or whatever, and didn't really make much sense. I remember Shaggy like meditating as like a joke, says, "See guys, I can float." Yeah. I don't know why. I get probably because it's in the opening. I like that one a lot. Big fan of the fucking sheet ghost. That's Google. Big fan of the sheet ghost. Green ghost though, that's fucking solid. That's choice. You know what? I'm gonna move up to God tier actually. I really like the green ghosts. I don't know why. I feel like, how do I put it? Like, I feel like a lot of Scooby-Doo ghosts. There's a lot of Scooby-Doo ghosts. Most Scooby-Doo monsters are ghosts of some sort. Maybe the ghost of some fucking dead dude or whatever. Like this guy, like Redbeard, I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be a ghost. Minor 49er is probably supposed to be a ghost. You know, a lot of these are fucking ghosts, right? This dude's a ghost. That one's a ghost. The racist ghost. Yeah, there's a lot of ghosts. And I feel like the fact that the green ghosts are so unique and so recognizable. Like they have like the cool like weird little jack-o'-lantern faces. They have like the chains that rattle around. They're fucking great. They're so good. And the fact there's two of them, so fucking cool. Puppet Master also, I'm gonna put that, I feel like for his gimmick alone, that's a god tier for me. I love the Puppet Master. Puppet Master is fucking cool. Like there's like a weird like creepy poodle that he like puppeteers around, and like I don't know, man, it's so cool. And he has like puppet like decoys and shit. It's fucking great. Puppet Master rules. Space Kook. Space Kook's also a god tier for me. Space Kook is just like, I don't know, for me Space Kook is like peak Scooby-Doo design. Like anything in the top 2 tiers is like fucking peak Scooby-Doo in my opinion. Like these are some of the best fucking character designs of OG Scooby-Doo. This fucking thing, I mean, it's inoffensive. It's a meh. It's a meh for me. I don't love it. Wax Ghost is also gonna probably be same for me again. I guess probably if I were to organize these, it'd be like probably like this, I guess. Yeah. Space Kook is obviously number one for me. Well, like this would probably be my tier list. Yeah, a lot of these are just dudes. Okay. This is the second Wolfman. This one's not from the crossover episode with Dracula and Frankenstein. I actually see, it's interesting because I have to compare it to the other Wolfman, and I don't really like either of them. He looks more like a goblin man. I mean, he's fine. I actually think I like him more than this Wolfman just by like a hair. I don't like either of them. The witch, I mean, that's fucking inoffensive, right? Classic spooky thing. And then there's this ghoul. Once again, more of a goblin man. He's fucking meh. He's iconic. You know, I feel like that's a pretty memorable design. But he's not very, how do I put it? More of a little goblin man. Not super big on him. Yeah. Yeah. This is probably my Scooby tier list. Yeah. I'm trying to think if I would move anybody up or down. I feel like I could probably move some of these up or down, but I feel like these are pretty fair. Yeah, I feel like this is probably pretty indicative. So yeah, I guess I'll just end it there then. It was fun. Yay, I'm glad. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I got work in the morning, so I gotta go. Alrighty. Let's end it here then. Thank y'all for joining. I hope to catch y'all again next time. Maybe I'll do another talking stream. This was really fun. Maybe I'll watch more videos and more tier lists or whatever. Yeah. Later.